Welcome back, Stingers. This video is about the Scorpio Blame Game, the real reasons you stay in bad relationships. I've been dying to discuss this topic because, for some reason, accountability is something a lot of you try to avoid. If you came to my channel looking to be coddled about your shitty relationships with Scorpios, you're definitely in the wrong place. Before I go in, let's talk about the specific types of personalities that are most likely to entertain these whack motherfuckers. If you're new to my channel, thank you. ScorpioSunScorpioMoon is the first YouTube channel ever about Scorpios by a real Scorpio. But my channel is not just about Scorpios or astrology. It's about transformation, self-esteem, and evolution through the eyes of Scorpio. Before we get deep, remember to subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Follow me on Instagram for more behind-the-scenes conversations. Support me on Patreon where you get access to personal vlogs and exclusive videos. Your questions can be answered by sending $2 to PayPal. Then email your question and allow 1 to 2 days for a response. All of the details will be in the description of this video. Number 1, the inner loser. The inner loser goes through life feeling horrible about themselves. There may be a culmination of things that trigger this deep feeling of unworthiness, but from what I've noticed, it usually revolves around one theme that they were persistently made fun of for, like severe acne or their weight. Being rejected or denied friendships or intimate relationships creates a feeling of not being good enough for anything. And anyone who gives them the slightest time of day, they feel lucky to be around. Sometimes this quality is not obvious. They may dress really nice or smile a lot, but you can always tell who a person is by who they surround themselves with. Number 2, the self-proclaimed giver. This person will give you their last bite of food, even if they're starving. Don't be impressed. There's nothing honorable or noble about this. It's actually pretty stupid. Now what are they going to eat? And the person who takes their food doesn't care as long as they get their needs met. You get no reward for going hungry just to please someone else, punishing yourself because you don't feel good enough to tell someone no. The giver will give to others before they give to themselves and bring up religion as an excuse. They're quietly resentful that their so-called acts of kindness are never reciprocated. Because they don't feel worthy enough to give to themselves, they're empty on the inside, and people often take advantage of them as their self-esteem gets lower and lower over time. Yet they love to brag about how selfless they are. Number 3, the accomplished person. This person is very accomplished as far as physical status is concerned. They have more degrees than you can count, probably well-traveled, and remind you of it constantly. They use their material success as a cover, having others believe they have it all, when in fact, the only thing they've built up is college loans. They're afraid no one will like the real person they are underneath, so they use the smart card to impress everybody. This is the type of person who claims their significant other was a bum before they met them, and now, because of them, they have their PhD. Know anybody like that? So let's talk about why you attract all these shitty people you complain about so much. Number 1, birds of a feather flock together. There's a reason why people use this old saying. You attract these people because whether you like it or not, you're cut from the exact same cloth. Mirror images, actually. If you have a low self-esteem, those who feel good about themselves won't even recognize you, even if you're standing right next to each other. There's absolutely nothing they need from you, especially since you're the weakest link, and you'll be looking to live vicariously through them and probably hoping that they'll build you up somehow. The thing most people don't realize is that we're all just energy. And no matter what little show you put on the surface, you're always emitting how you really feel about yourself deep down. People of the same breed can feel it miles away, and you instantly attract each other. And no matter where you go, you will always attract the same type of people, unless you change. The individuals you bring into your life can come in any type of package, so don't let it throw you off because they look good. They could be the most beautiful person in the world, but very quickly you'll start to see how they reveal all their horrible secrets of abuse, torture, self-hate. And you'll suddenly feel like you've known each other your whole lives. So when you say shit like, "He's such a loser," "Oh my gosh, she's so crazy," you're really just talking about yourself. Number 2, you seek what's familiar. You always seek out environments and situations that are familiar to you, even if they're negative. In psychology, this is what's called the familiarity principle. The reason you do this is because what is familiar to you feels safe and comfortable. When you're around someone who displays familiar behavior that you're used to, you assume that you have a lot in common, making it easier to bond. This is why abuse victims attract other victims, or drug addicts quickly find each other. Even in the comment section, one person will post a thread about how a Scorpio beat them up, took all their money, and cheated on them. And next thing you know, other victims join in. This is also one of the reasons you constantly see certain people go from one disrespectful relationship to another. You want to hear a story? I grew up with 2 friends who both had alcoholic fathers. They actually were nice, quiet men, but unfortunately, they had problems battling alcohol and drugs. When my 2 friends got into serious relationships, guess what type of men they chose? Yep, both drug addicts. Number 3, you don't want to put in the work. Let's keep it 100. Some of you are lazy. And I'm not talking about getting up and going to work. That's practical shit. You don't want to go deep and get in that mirror. See yourself for who you really are. Change your values. Challenge those core beliefs that no longer serve you. Admit you're not as fly as you think you are. Actually make the changes to become a better person. Kill your old self. Release them and transform. It's too painful for you. Some of you sit miserably making excuses and pointing the finger at someone else. So now, let's talk about the things you can do to propel yourself into better relationships. First of all, no one forces a relationship on you. You literally choose each one and you do it carefully. There could be 25 prospects in a room that you're physically attracted to, and you'll choose that one person that has those familiar qualities. Even if this person tells you they have no job, 5 kids, didn't even graduate from high school, and is aggressive or rude in the beginning, you have a choice to say no. But a lot of you would still entertain this fool and actually come up with some sad excuse on how he ain't shit and did you wrong later on in the relationship. Meanwhile, at least half the other people were most likely decent human beings. Number 1, admit to yourself that you're not ready to be in an intimate relationship. Stop going on Tinder, Plenty of Fish, and Match.com. Stop hanging out at the clubs hoping to attract someone just because you're bored or you're sad with your life. There were a few comments in some of my videos where people were actually saying, "I would never date someone who was just like me." What a horrible, pitiful way to feel deep down inside. You're that bad of a person, you don't even want to be around someone who has your qualities? Damn, it's like, I'm the opposite. A lot of you are like this, self-hating, yet you're out seeking intimate relationships thinking your self-hate will actually attract love. Speaking of self-hate attracting love, that brings us to number 2. Work on yourself. This is the part you try the hardest to avoid, yet you wonder why you keep meeting people you call crazy, low-level snakes. Think about it this way. Would you actually want to date yourself? Now take your time with this answer. Look at all of your qualities and be honest. Are you what you seek? I am. In fact, I do date myself. I date someone who's intense, a go-getter, independent, patient, fair, loving, honest, loyal, attentive, even moody and cutthroat. And guess what? That shit don't even bother me. I actually like it. All the things you hate in your partner is just mirror images of what you secretly hate about yourself. So get to work. Become that person you wish you could meet. Build yourself up. Stop blaming your Scorpio relationships for your fucked up life. Put in the work. Do whatever you have to do. Go back to school. Put that burger down and get to the gym. Stop gossiping and backstabbing people. Be good to yourself. Learn to say no or fuck off, whatever comes first. Set boundaries. Stop with the excuses. Stop blaming your parents about some shit that went down when you was 5 years old. Create the fabulous life you want. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. I hope this video has helped. For more ways on how to kickstart your self-esteem so you could stop blaming Scorpios and other people for your unfortunate life, click on the ones that appear here. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.